Truman State University, we're proud of our student athletes, not just because they play hard, but because they study hard. 103 academic All-Americans, the most in Division II, an average GPA of 3.19, a Rhodes Scholar. At Truman, quality, affordability, and excellence runs deep in all we do. That's why we're a nationally ranked place to score an amazing education. Visit truman.edu for more information about what Truman has to offer.
Good afternoon. I'm Kevin White, Sports Information Director here at Truman State University, and joining me is Truman head football coach Gregg Nesbitt. And this is a big day for you guys, National Signing Day. And let's first talk about the signing class and all the behind-the-scenes work that goes into putting this class together. Because you're the head of the face of the program, but there are a lot of people that work behind the scenes to make this possible.
You know, Kevin, you can't emphasize that enough. I know that you're just saying that, and it's expected from head coaches across the country as you and I sit here and tape this live. But it truly is a team effort. And, this will be my 36th year in education, and it's my own personal opinion that not much happens by accident. But this is the product of really intentional effort, and I actually jotted some notes, which is unusual for me, but I don't want to leave anybody out. But in our process, and the team effort starts right over in admissions. Melody Chambers, the entire admissions staff is unbelievable. On a scale of 1 to 10, they're 11. Just with the turnaround they have on letting us know on admissibility, the turnaround they have on potential academic aid, in addition to obviously our athletic aid, and then the friendliness of that staff. And then in our own office complex, right below us, Assistant Athletic Director Linda Anderson, in charge of compliance. She does all the stuff that nobody else wants to do in terms of all the compliance, the paperwork that's incredible as per the NCAA, and working closely with her is Mary Jane Kiefer in financial aid, who does the scholarship agreements, contracts, and our own Jerry Speak right below us, who gets all this out to kids. All this certainly behind the scenes as we're talking about. And then on weekends, too many to mention, but the academic professors that take time out on Saturday, Sunday to talk about they're passionate about their academic areas, their programs, and more importantly, to you as a parent or as a prospect, what potential job opportunities are out there. We have our own Purple Pride organization, a volunteer group of girls that they wear a lot of different hats in our program, but give all the professional campus tours on weekends, and sometimes in not so good weather. Do a fantastic job with that. Right here in your office with the outgoing today with yourself, Kevin White, Tyler Madsen in Sports Information. As it's an exciting day, certainly nationally for all football fans, and Bulldog fans are no exception. Everybody's waiting right now to get this stuff out. And then certainly last but not least, our entire football team. You can't fake passion. You can't fake morale. You can't fake the genuine enthusiasm that our current football team has an opportunity to become champions. And certainly also last but not least, our entire staff of graduate assistants, our 5 full-time coaches that, these guys have been working 7 days a week with the exception of Christmas break since we reported in August, and which all culminates today. And, off of our staff, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Thomas Kearney, who has the title of he wears a lot of hats for us, but recruiting coordinator. He does all the paperwork, the financial paperwork and NCAA stuff to get down to Linda and compliance. So I probably left somebody out, but just with that little snippet, you can see it certainly is a team effort to get to this point.
A lot of people go into this. It's a great day. Around 19 commitments we have for this year's team. What excites you about this year's class?
Well, a couple things. One, of the 19 young men that are new Bulldogs, I believe all 19 of them have the opportunity to start. They're not squad members. These guys all have an opportunity to be players. And then the second thing is over 70-75% of our incoming freshmen are going to receive pretty significant academic scholarships. So even by Truman State University admission standards, they're the top of the food chain. And we've went up just with our team GPA, cumulative GPA, 9 of the 10 semesters we've been back, and these guys certainly should help us continue that trend.
On paper, it looks like you hit your main areas, St. Louis, Chicago, couple Iowa, but you also targeted mid-Missouri, the Ozark area. Was that something that you guys really wanted to look for this year?
It really was, and that really came about suggested through Thomas Kearney once again, who, Kansas City is difficult to recruit because of MIAA traffic, and it's just not while it's a large community compared to us in terms of recruiting, it gets picked over pretty quick. But we made a concerted effort through him in western Missouri, on it out into southern Missouri, and that's reflected in this signing class.
Every year it seems like one or two true freshmen get playing time right out of the bat. What can you tell these kids as they get ready to prepare to come here in August? What can they prepare for?
Well, number one, when we first got here, as you well know, we tried to build by redshirting almost everybody and building for what we hope to be long-term success. And we're now recruiting what we think is a little bit different student athlete, maybe a little higher caliber, and we're actually, Kevin, trying to recruit kids that think they can play right now as a rookie. That being said, the majority of them understand that they're going to be starting over and have some work to do. Probably our most pressing need on offense is we're not going to replace Chico Orlando. Obviously, we've got Evan Servin plugged in, ready to go, but C.J. Brown from Oswego, Illinois, may have, just because of where we're at, an opportunity early in camp to help us. He's got a chance to be a complete player, along with a committed walk-on from Paris, Missouri, in August Hayhurst. And then defensively, our most pressing need was two of our top 5 defensive linemen out of this next class. Nick Reichert, a 2-time captain, and Dominic Greenlee will be seniors. So we signed 3 interior D linemen. Hopefully we can groom those guys and be ready to pick up right where we've been with nationally ranked defenses off the last 2 consecutive years, and hopefully a third in a row.
And right now the team's going to be conditioning, getting in ready for spring ball. And when's the spring game?
April 11th is when it accumulates, and I'm embarrassed. I think it's the Tuesday we get back from break, which is March 17th or 18th, whatever that Tuesday is, in terms of our first initial spring practice.
If you want to read more about our recruits, scroll down to the bottom of this story, and you'll have all the information on all 19 Truman commitments. For head coach Gregg Nesbitt, I'm Kevin White for Truman Athletics and TrumanBulldogs.com. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you later.